welcome back to another episode of Coffee, Care, and Chaos.
On the chaos part.
Well, we know. Trust me, we know. So we're still talking about all the different values that we chose for our agency, and this one is resilience. So
Resilience.
talk about resilience of agency, caregivers.
How to spell it?
Patients. I don't want to try to spell it.
Off the cuff?
Resilience.
I think so.
Resilience? I think I got it.
I don't know. You know what? Rachel's going to put it underneath us.
As I tried to spell it out.
So if you're wrong, everybody will know right then.
Perfect. No pressure. All right.
know.
So resilience. I mean, what,
Resilience.
what do you think?
Get back up again.
Right?
Get back up again. You know, life knocks you down. Get back up again. It's like rain on your wedding day. If it rains on your wedding day and you let it ruin your whole day, now you haven't shown resilience. But if you go,
Right.
we'll have fun. It'll be great. We'll all have soggy hair.
We'll figure it out anyway. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's resilience.
Nothing's going to stop us.
Everything is figure-outable.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? The whole everything is figure-outable. That's kind of like a theme, right? Like, I think that's part of who we are as an agency, and that's part of what we take forward to, not just with our caregivers, but with our patients. It's like, look, we are on the same team. We are here to help you, and this is figure-outable. And I think what we bring is that resilience, not just in the form like of the care that we provide, but also the stuff that our partners bring, right? So a lot of times, you know, one of our patients comes to us and like they raise an issue that we can't solve. It's not something that we do.
I don't know how to write a will.
I know, but I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Right.
Well, and I think it's one of those, it's easy to point out, I think, for both our caregivers and our patients, right? For on the caregiving side, when, you know, one of our caregivers has a challenging patient, you know, maybe they're constantly trying to end the shift early, like, no, we're good, go home, right? Or they're, you know, I mean, we've had it where the family knows they need care and the caregivers and the patient rather is just sort of like, And it takes a while to win them over.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and our caregivers just go back and back and back, and they're not going to give up.
The caregivers that you hire for us are resilient. They are resilient people. And so this kind of underlines why it's so important as a home care agency or any business. If you have your values set before you even open your doors and you actually run by them like we do, you hire the right people. It's like, no, we hire for resilience because this job takes resilience. You know?
Yeah, it's, you know, and you never know day to day. You could have a client who is always a dream and they get there and the client is beyond agitated and maybe they have an infection. We see that sometimes, different kinds of infections and the way they affect, especially dementia. You know, we've got dementia clients who they're fine. You know, they're not having quite the agitation. They're not aggressive. They're not hallucinating. And then one day our caregiver gets there and everything's different and they're really agitated. And, you know, I mean, in those circumstances, they're going to text me or call me and say, hey, you know, I'm out here with Mrs. Jones and she's off today.
Yep.
Has her daughter been here? Does anybody know what's going on?
Right.
You know, they're texting me, they're calling me before the end of the shift when they put in their notes, right? Like they're not waiting that long.
They're not calling you and trying to get out of the shift. They're not calling the family member, telling them to show up. They realize like, okay, today's going to be a rough shift, but this is still my shift. I'm still here to care for this person.
Right. And, you know, but looking for those changes is something that's so important. And our caregivers are great about that. But, you know, I feel like that's sort of a resilient thing too, right? Like they're just, okay, we're going to pick up, we're going to keep going. And for our clients, the resilience is sometimes for them, it's just trying to make it through the day.
Well, yeah, and that's for the family caregivers and the patients. But, you know, one of the things that you said earlier, and it kind of like, you know, made me think, you said like, sometimes life knocks you down, right? Sometimes, you know, the situation is not what you expect it to be. And like literally when you said like it knocks you down, I started thinking about our fall prevention program, safe steps, right? And so one of the things that I've started to realize, now that we're 9 months into this whole thing, is that seniors are more resilient than you realize they are.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're talking about folks who, grew up with, they saw the moon landing.
Yeah.
They grew up, listening to fireside chats, what they overcame. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sometimes things like a fall that you have to be hospitalized for, any kind of injury. It can really make them feel like they've lost independence, or they're, going to have to be cared for the rest of their life.
I mean, that transition can be hard, especially, going from a rehab center to home.
Yep.
In a rehab center, people are bringing you what you need,
And it's a good thing, but at some point you got to go home and you've got to recover. And that's where we're in there for, right?
Right. Well, I mean, when we get involved so early on in the process,
oh yeah,
we can go out to the house, we can meet the family, and we can identify any challenges.
Yes.
Are they going to need a ramp
Right.
to get into the house?
Right.
Are they going to need, a bedside commode? Do we, and we know, durable medical equipment, folks. We've got partners.
Home health, hospice, the whole deal, right?
It's all this team
Right.
that when we work together, when everybody realizes who's who on the team, who's covering what, it's who's on first. And we're able to make sure they have everything they need. And that comes from getting involved before discharge.
Right. And I like the who's on first analogy, right? And so what I think of when it comes to us and the interdisciplinary team that we bring, like social workers at skilled nursing facilities and discharge planners at hospitals that have partnered with us, I think one of the reasons they partner with us is because they realize they don't have to ask who's on first. With us, and with our partners and everything we bring, they know who's on first, they know who's on second, they know who's on shortstop and third base, the whole, we got it all covered when they call us, right? And so, and the different programs like Safe Steps, they know we're not a one-size-fits-all agency, right?
No.
And we're innovative. We're coming up with these specific special programs.
Yeah, and Safe Steps is one where, we're talking about seniors because so often that's just makes up such, so much of the population of who we serve. But I mean, rehab facilities, you can have folks who, 40 years old, they're on a ski trip.
Yeah.
They break their hip,
Bingo.
right? They still they're going to end up in hospital and then rehab and then home. It's not just senior care.
No, it's not. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
So we're able to, and that's why we've got such great relationships with the rehab facilities that we do. That when they've got someone coming out, they're giving us a call saying, "Hey, come in and talk with the social worker and the family, and let's get it organized, get it going."
Well, so here's what I think about, right? When it comes to all this kind of stuff, Safe Steps in a nutshell, the way I would explain it is, like you said, it's really anybody who's 18 or older who's had an injury, whether it's a fall, a ski accident, whatever, and they're going home, but they're going to need some help for a while. Not 3 years, not, maybe 3 weeks.
Maybe 3 weeks.
That's the whole idea.
As you're getting used to things, as you're getting used to your new normal.
Yeah.
And, like you said, 3 weeks. The great thing is, you need us longer? Great.
No problem.
Let's say, it's one of those things, you're eating your apples every day and, we expected 3 weeks and it's 2 weeks. You can adjust. We're flexible. It's never going to be, well, we have to. No. I mean, Safe Steps is a specialty program, but it's not a one size fits all.
No.
Nothing we do is one size fits all.
That's what I love about what we do is it doesn't matter really what the client needs. Like, we're going to help them figure that out. Coming back to everything's figure outable. And Safe Steps is just part of that. So I think, what's important for the folks who are watching this is if you're in the Dallas area and you've got a loved one who has had an injury and had to be stabilized at a hospital or had a fall and has had to spend time in a skilled nursing facility, maybe they're still there, maybe they've come home and you're concerned, all right? You think, I don't know if mom or dad's gonna fall again. I'm not there all the time to watch them. I don't want them to end up back in the hospital. if we could just have somebody for a little while to help them get back on their feet, recover, to get back to normal again, that would be all the difference. That's what you want to call us for.
Well, and we've got a brand new tool in our toolkit.
Yes, we do.
That let's just say, we've got someone out during the day while mom just came home. We got someone there during the day, and they're not sure about needing to be there overnight, and they're just not sure. We wish someone was monitoring mom all the time.
You don't say.
So we've got a brand new partnership, and we are very excited to be currently implementing, so coming soon, Sensi AI. It is an amazing tool that when put in someone's home, it is able to recognize when there's a fall. If they wake up in the middle of the night and, especially with dementia folks, they're scared, they're unsure of what's happening. That data that Sensi collects and the way that their systems work, we're able to know those things, and the family gets the data at the palm of their little fingertips too.
They get the updates, they get the emails, the text messages, all that stuff, and it's just such a wealth of information. The other part, which I am just incredibly excited about, is the continuity of care.
Yes.
Right. So when the family agrees and we sign everything and we become partners and everything, what they realize is, wait a minute, we become almost the integrator for all the rest of their care team. And because we're with them all the time with Sensi, the value just goes through the roof, not just for the family and for the patient.
For the entire care team.
The whole care team, because they know what's going on with that patient now.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just, to say it's a game changer, I think, is a massive understatement.
Yeah. So if you're curious about it, go ahead and Google it, and we will do an entire episode in the near future.
Absolutely.
Really, really demonstrating what it can do and why it's the future of home care.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And I'm just so excited that we're
we're
diving into it. We're doing it now.
But it's part of who we are. We're innovators, right? We push forward with the guide model, which very few home care agencies use. We're using it, and we've figured out how to really make it work for our patients here in Dallas. And it's just amazing. And now we're further innovating by bringing Sensi into the environment for our patients, for our partners, for our families. And it's just this cool, just amazing thing that we're doing, and I love it. I'm excited about it. And so, for all of you who are following us along on this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're always doing something new and innovative to bring better care to our patients, better situation for our caregivers, and more valuable partnership for our partners.
If you need care, if you need help, if you just need a direction, this is what's happening, what do I need?
Right.
Please reach out. We'd love to talk with you, get to know you, figure out how we can help. If we can't help, we'll figure out who can, and we'll send you, their way.
Right.
So numbers below, website, all that. And thank you, those who have sent carrier pigeons after our last episode.
You did tell people, how 3, 4 carrier pigeons we got?
Yeah, I don't know. We just got a floof of messages.
All right, take care, everybody. Till next episode.
Next episode, hey.